Welcome back to 30 Teams in 30 Days. Time for the Mets edition here. I'm with Volcanic Gaming, and last year they finished 87 in 75, second place in the NL East. Their manager, Terry Collins, and their general manager, Sandy Alderson. What was your 2016 prediction for this team?
My 2016 prediction for this team was 91 and 71, second place in the NL East.
Nice. And your best player last year?
My best player was Yoenis Cespedes. He had 280, had 31 home runs and 86 RBIs. Really solid season across the board for him. He kind of can do a little bit of everything,
Nice.
except for field.
Yeah. I had the Mets 90 and 72, first place in the NL East. I thought they were going to be better than they obviously turned out to be. My best player for last year, Nolan Syndergaard, 14 and 9, 260 ERA and 31 starts. Very solid starter. So what'd they do this offseason?
So they lost Jim Henderson, Bartolo Colon, their Lord and Savior, James Loney, Alejandro De Aza, Jonathan Neese, Justin Ruggiano, and Kelly Johnson. So they lost two starters. I mean, if you count John Neese, he wasn't really that good for them. But I mean, they did lose two starters, so I mean that could be a little bit of a detriment to their starting rotation. But I really don't think it'll make a difference.
Yeah, and they also traded away Logan Verrett. Apparently, they added no one. Like, they signed a few minor league free agents, but all they did was re-sign current players they already had. So, no notable additions. And on the DL, they have David Wright. So, if you were the manager of this team, how would your team look?
I'd have Nolan Syndergaard at the 1, DeGrom at the 2, Harvey at the 3, Mance at the 4, and Jalesman, just Lemon, what the heck? No, at the 5. This is a pretty decent starting rotation. If Harvey can return to form, I think he will definitely reclaim. I don't think he'll be able to reclaim that number 1 spot, but I think he can take back his number 2 spot.
Nice. Your bullpen?
I have Wheeler as a long reliever, as he just wasn't he injured last season? Is
I
that?
have no idea. I wasn't paying attention to the Mets.
I think he was injured last season and he's coming back. So yeah, I think he's a young player. He'll be a long reliever in their bullpen. Then I have Edgin, Blevins, Robles, setup man. I have Salas and Reed, and then Familia at the closing spot.
Nice. And your lineup?
I have Jose Reyes leading off as this team really does not have any speedy players, any real leadoff hitter, as Jose Reyes only had 9 stolen bases last year, so they don't really have a very good defined leadoff hitter. This is
Yeah,
why.
I'll agree with you on that. They needed to bring in somebody. Like, even if they got, like, Denard Spand or somebody, that would have been much better than what they have now.
All right, so at the 2 I have Walker, then I have Cespedes, Bruce, Cabrera, Granderson, Dorn. I could
Dienard.
Dienard, Duda, and then the pitcher. This is a really good hitting lineup. I mean, besides the speed not being there, this lineup is pretty good. They have a lot of power, and some of them can hit for pretty decent average.
Well, I think it sucks, but what's on your bench?
I have Wright, Lagares, Conforto, Flores, and Rivera, and then Tim Tebow when he gets called up. Just kidding. He's not going to get called up.
Yeah. Nice. All right. For my rotation, I got Syndergaard, DeGrom, Harvey, Matz, and Wheeler. This is the team's strong point. Their rotation is what's going to allow them to win games and will allow them to stay in contention. Bullpen wise, I'm gonna guess the G or the S is silent in that. I'm just gonna say Selman. I have no idea. In the long relief role, Robles, Blevins, and Edgin in the middle relief, and then Reed, Salas as setup man, and of course Familia in the closer. This is actually a pretty decent bullpen. Not great, but it's certainly not bad. It will do its job. And for my lineup, I have Cabrera leading off at third because, as you said, this team has no speed whatsoever. I have Walker at the 2, Cespedes in left, Bruce in right, Duda at first, Granderson in center, Dienard behind the plate, Reyes at short, and then the pitcher. I think this lineup sucks. It has power, but it can't hit very well, and it's going to strike out a lot. On the bench, I have Pilecki Behind the plate, Flores, Rivera in the infield, Lagares in center, and Conforto playing outfield as a backup guy. So, your 2017 predictions for this team.
I am predicting this team to go 89 and 73, second place in the NL East.
Nice. And your best player.
My best player for this team next year will be Tim Tebow. Not as a player, but as a hype train. Like he's just gonna draw a lot of attention to this team and really will be solidified as their best player.
I could see him as one of those guys that just comes up and hits a home run in his first MLB at bat and then does nothing the rest of his MLB career. I could see that.
Yeah, definitely.
My 2017 predictions for this team, I got them 90 and 72. I think the rotation will carry them, but they'll fall in second place in the NL East. And my best player, I think, is going to be Matt Harvey. I think he'll have a rebound season and really solidify himself in that rotation again and really come back to where he was a few years back. Any last thoughts for this team?
Unlike you, I actually think this lineup is pretty decent. I would take this lineup over
The
a certain
Padres.
amount over the Padres, over the Diamondbacks. Heck, even some playoff contending teams. I definitely would take this over the Braves lineup. Like, at least these guys aren't super old.
All right. Well, that will do it for today's episode of 30 Teams in 30 Days. Be sure to subscribe to Volcanic Gaming, and I will see you guys in the next one.